waiting on anything, or are we starting now?
I guess we could start. I guess just thoughts on being here finally and getting the bowl week rolling.
It's exciting to be here. You know, obviously the team's had a couple of days off. You know, we got a lot of work done in Morgantown, and then we gave them a few days off for Christmas and showed up today. It's pretty festive. It's pretty exciting, and look forward to going over to the Fontainebleau to get settled in and enjoy a week's worth of festivities, but also understand that we're down here to win a football game. And when it's time to get to work, we need to get to work.
Not a big group, obviously, on the plane. A lot of the guys got here on their own, right?
Yeah, which that's just the logistical aspect of guys being from all over. You know, we got 20 guys from Florida who were able to fly back home and spend Christmas Eve with their families here in Florida. But then we also got a handful of guys in Texas and a handful of guys in the Baltimore, D.C. area, and some Jersey kids as well. So those guys miss out on a pretty cool thing right here, but we're able to spend 5 days with their families, which is probably a little bit more important.
After having a few days off, do you feel like the guys are going to be ready to get back to work?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they better be. I mean, the magnitude of this game is not going to just take care of itself. We have to go get settled at the airport or at the hotel and give them their itineraries and make sure they understand that they need to be where they're supposed to be when we tell them to be there. And enjoy the week. You know, this is a reward, and it's a big one, and we want them to enjoy it, but we also want them to understand when it's time to get some football time in, we need to get some football time in.
Coach, is this weather going to be an advantage to you?
I don't see how it could be a disadvantage. we had some great weather in Morgantown for 10 practices and was able to get our work done. It'll be probably a little easier down here. There's no doubt about that.
Coach, everybody make the trip that's expected to come?
Yeah, we had one guy that academically didn't do what he was supposed to, a reserve backup guy that's of little importance, and then obviously there's about 5 transfer kids that are not able to go because of NCAA rules. But other than that, we're as healthy as we've been, and our kids are probably as excited about playing football as they have been in quite some time.
How much of a perk is it for recruiting to have your program plastered on a bus like this, driving all over Miami?
Well, 2 things. One, the exposure in South Florida is big. Obviously, this is a big recruiting base for us, and we have at least a dozen kids from this area the way it is, and then we're recruiting probably another dozen kids that we want to be Mountaineers. So that's big, but just the whole overall aspect of a BCS game, the Orange Bowl, the Orange Bowl dating back to 1935, and having a tremendous amount of exposure on national TV and historically just having as many good games that they've had over the course of the last 80 years is something that we understand and respect, and the whole overall exposure from a national standpoint is every bit as important as it is a local standpoint.
Because you guys have so many kids from the area that right around the stadium that grew up there, do you feel like you should be the home team in this game, sort of have a little home field advantage?
I doubt it. You can say that Clemson has the home field advantage because they're the home team and they wear orange.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not going to buy into that. So I doubt that they're going to buy into the fact that we have a few more kids locally than they do. Florida's important to them as well.